Hello everyone and welcome to our unboxing series for Wave 9 of Star Wars X-Wing. We're kicking it off here with the ARC-170.
Have you at the edge of my seat there? I thought you were going to say a lot more than that.
Woo! No, it's the ARC-170. It's what we're doing. So this is a Clone Wars ship that the Rebels have found and discovered a couple of. They've retrofitted. You see the Rebel logo right there on the ship.
Where's this come from?
It comes from the Clone Wars.
When did this happen, though? Did this happen in the Clone Wars?
Happened in the Clone Wars. It didn't actually happen in the Rebellion. We're just making it up. But it's a great-looking ship from the Clone Wars, and it's them continuing. We've seen pilots now and characters from the Clone Wars coming in.
You're just making it up.
That's how it goes. I mean, at some point, there's only so many ships in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah,
but
so take one.
But it's cool because I think the notable part, not the one of the notable parts, is there's only 4 pilots and they're all unique.
That is notable. That is notable. So they must be precious.
The Rebels only have access to so many of these ships, which is a cool way to do that.
It's like a 66 Corvette. You know, there's only a few people that have them, and those that do like really need to know what they're doing.
What, Corvette, like Star Wars Corvette?
You can't just go out and buy one as a young pilot. You have to really have invested.
You have to earn it. Anyways, very cool looking ship. Let's talk about the baseline stats of this guy.
All right, well, let's start with Braylon. There's really not a baseline to look at aside from the obvious, like actual stats, but all of them are offering something different. Let's talk about the lowest cost one, a 25 cost Braylon Stram. What a name.
Braylon.
Now, are these names made up, or
these are actual real characters?
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
He's from like some deep issue of Star Wars Insider or something. Short story.
Nice.
He's the weirdest one in the box.
All right, 3 pilot skill, 2 attack, underwhelming, 1 agility,
also underwhelming.
Not the highest number. 6 hull and 3 shields though, so that's a lot of hard down the line health. And then we have focus and a target lock, so the classic kind of rebel, don't know how to do anything, but what the
can't maneuver. That's what I know.
And then it has 3 slots here: a torpedo slot, a cruise slot, and a mech slot, an astromech there.
That's really something special. We don't often see a crew and an astromech slot.
That's true.
Typically, it's an X-wing that has the pilot, sure, but then an astromech slot, right?
Cool.
So there's some actual combinations here, right? Like the one of the I think it's R5P9 or R5.
That sounds right.
Spend a focus, get a shield back, right? It's on Poe a lot. Where you could have like a recon specialist. Focus, get an extra focus, also spend a focus in around, get a shield.
Wow.
There's just some combos here that are really worth taking a look at.
Combo X-Wing here.
If you have a crew or an astromech you're looking to really get some things out of.
So you can really, this ship is all about customizing to your needs, right? It can really create some interesting synergy, especially when we get to the EPT slot. Spoiler alert, sorry to take that from you, Zach. But, so this is the guy, and let's go ahead, before we talk about this pilot in particular, we're talking about the ship.
The ship, just the structure of the ship.
First of all, I'm sad that I don't get the base pilot because that usually tells me about the ship and
like
the flavor
text, yeah.
So I don't have anything like that, sorry.
Well, I filled that in for you.
Oh yeah, I appreciate it. But I don't know, like, does it have a guy in the back seat? Is there multiple pilots? Is there a lady, or a guy somewhere on the wing?
Also, spoiler, we have an auxiliary ARC. To answer your question, because if you look, there's like the viewport here where you can look out, right?
Oh man, that's a sweet gun in the back.
Then there's a viewport out in the back, and you have the 2 guns.
Wow. Right? So is that 2 people on the gun?
It's I don't know, man.
Probably got to be 2.
I
don't know how
one,
a person can operate both guns.
But there's 2 guns, and then you have obviously the front with the big guns happening that way.
Never been in one, huh? Exactly.
All right. Well, unfortunately.
Let's talk about the dial here. We got 1 bank and straight is green.
Okay.
On all counts there.
I'll take it.
We got all the 2s except the turns are white and all the rest are green.
Okay, 2 banks.
Solid 2s. We've got all the 3s, but the 3s are red.
Everything all the 3s?
No, just the turns. Three
like,
red turn.
Whoa.
You guys can see it there. 3 red turn and everything else is white.
Yep.
It's pretty standard there.
Solid.
Now a 4 forward is red and a 4K turn is red.
That's fair.
It's fair,
like
but it's
fast. He does not like to go fast.
No, not.
It's old. It makes sense.
It's old. Yeah, it's kind of clunky. That's fine.
That's an okay dial.
It's okay.
It's got enough greens to not be like just completely predictable, but you don't have any turns, so that's kind of a
bummer.
It's a bummer.
All right, well, we got that.
Also, with an auxiliary firing arc, one of the primary strategies is like fly past your opponent.
Yeah, that
so
seems to make sense.
Not being able to go super fast is actually a limiting.
It's kind of a bummer.
Limiting factor.
Maybe at the start of the game you could just turn around.
Sure.
Spend all your time turning around. I don't know, that's what I'm thinking. And then finally we have the title that we were probably going to throw on it. It's a 0 cost title for the ARC-170.
Yeah.
Not unique. So whenever that happens in a game, usually it's like you're never going to see the ship without the title.
Unless there's some other title that you really want to put on there somewhere else.
This is the made-up Alliance overhaul that you were talking about. When attacking with a primary, and it's possible that it happened. And maybe it will happen now that it's actually
And,
in the game.
to be fair, it could have happened in some comic that's come out, or
Could
a
have.
book, or a book that's going to come out,
Could have.
or we'll see. It's a cool idea.
Well, when attacking with a primary weapon from your primary firing arc,
All right, primary.
front side, standard attack, you may roll 1 additional attack die, bringing it up to effectively attack 3, just like the TIE Special Forces.
Approaching acceptable.
Makes it
as
approaching
we
acceptable.
say in the
yeah,
business.
that's right. The old Covenant motto there. And when attacking from your auxiliary firing arc, you may change one of your focus results to a critical
Okay.
result. You're still only rolling 2 dice.
But you can effectively, without having to spend a focus, get a crit.
Yes.
This is, I mean, we've seen a lot of ships. There's 2 real ships that are dominating right now, which is can't touch me. Aces, like, can't do the damage, right?
MC Hammer.
But there's oh man, so many funny things that I want on that screen back there. Anyways, but then there's also the support ships that go with that, right? Where it's the shuttle or the ghost.
You got really serious when you said shuttle there.
Shuttle. when the Emperor enters the room, you get quiet.
Yeah, you got a little.
Anyways, so against those ships, that's actually particularly good, where I'm gonna just get a free critical. It could be super strong.
All right, we'll take it.
And it's a free title, so why not?
Why not? So let's talk about Braylon here.
What
the
does he
ability
do?
here, after you execute a maneuver,
A
any kind of
maneuver.
maneuver, so a maneuver, you may roll an attack die. On a hit or critical, take a damage. I'm just kidding. Remove 1 stress token from your ship.
After he does maneuver.
After he does a maneuver, so let's say he does a 4K turn, takes a stress, he can immediately roll on a hit or a crit, he removes said stress.
Okay, that's
fine. It's kind of a nice way to eliminate the clunkiness of the dial.
Yeah, for sure.
But do you take a 50% chance to do something worth doing?
I mean, when you're 4K'ing either way.
4K.
When you're doing it either way, like the option to get rid of stress is good. I mean, that's an okay ability.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
All right, next up we have Thane Kyrell. I love Thane.
What's Thane up to? You know
he's from Lost Stars, the book. One of the
Wow.
early books that came out.
You were well read this time
Yeah.
around.
Well, I've actually read all the new stuff. They rebooted, right? The whole universe?
Yeah.
And then at that point,
Legends
it's
and
like,
then?
yeah, it's like, well, if you're going to stay up on it, now is the time.
Yeah,
So,
entry point.
Yeah, I literally
Right.
never bought a comic, ever, before that moment.
Yeah. It's
I
a
always
crazy
just
good
took my
world, though,
brother's
isn't
comics.
it? It's a really good.
They're doing the right
Comics
things. Anyways,
are really
Thane,
awesome.
Lost Stars, check it out. 26 points, no extra upgrades.
So 1 extra point
No
here.
extra upgrades, but we do get up to 4 pilot skill. The innumerable, not enumerable, it's a number.
It's very numerable.
It's very numerable.
It's exceedingly numerable.
Very important 4 pilot skill, and he gets an ability after an enemy ship. That's so funny.
Yeah, the definition. There are numerous
Literally the
fours in the
definition.
game.
Anyways, after an enemy ship inside your firing arc at range 1 to 3 attacks another friendly ship, you may perform a free action.
Okay, isn't that great?
So just to reiterate.
Can you read that again? I was stuck on the numerable.
Yeah, I
thing,
know. I was just
actually.
laughing the whole time saying words, not really processing
Yeah.
it. If you have a ship inside of range 1 to 3 of this,
Okay, that's the ship.
inside your firing arc,
Yep.
that attacks a different ship, another friendly ship, so it
Okay.
can't be him, this ship gets to perform a free action.
That's cool. I like
It is
that.
really cool
I really
because
like that.
he's a 4 pilot skill, right?
It's like a
So
free
he
target
probably
lock,
gets to
free
go
focus.
later in the thing. And yeah, I think that's really cool.
That's a great ability.
And there's a lot of action granting things that you can add. So I think that's pretty cool. It's
All right,
not like
I'm into that.
insane,
I'm into that.
but
it's
it's
just
good.
kind of a little tit for tat kind of move. It's like,
action economy.
do you want to do it? If you do, then
Well,
I'm going to get a benefit.
It really makes Thane more likely to be attacked.
Yeah.
Because it's like, well, if I have these 2 ships, which they couldn't be on the same team.
Which is probably-
but if I have these 2 ships and you're here, do you want to shoot Thane or do you want to shoot this ship?
Yeah,
And you
it's-
probably actually want to shoot Thane.
Well, it's essentially, it's like, are you playing a resource game? Or are you playing an opportunity target kind of game? Like, well, I really want to kill this guy. But if I do that, I give him a
gets a
free
free target
action, and I
lock
don't like
or
to give my
whatever the
opponent
case
free
may be.
actions.
Yep.
That kind
And it could even be that
of just trailed off there.
he has like an engine upgrade, right? And so it's like you shoot here, he boosts, now he's in range 1 of your guy.
Oh, no.
Or
Yeah, a disaster. And then he's taking 4 red dice to
that
you
kind of
because of his upgrade, his
Yep.
title. All right, so third pilot here, pilot skill 6. So whoa, hold on to your horses here.
we're getting there.
1 ahead every time. So this is 2 more than your guy there.
So 28 points. You pay
28
2 points,
points.
you get some pilot skill,
You get 1 pilot skill.
and
And when another friendly ship at range 1 to 2 is attacking,
I like this.
any friendly ship, range 1 to 2, doesn't have to be in your primary arc. It may treat your blue target lock tokens as its own.
That's cool. That's
very cool.
as all get out.
So Shara comes up here, and she, I presume a she or he.
she like marks a target.
Yeah, does that. Takes a target lock, and then whenever your friends are attacking, they can use that target lock as if it were theirs.
That's really strong. And she gets the EPT.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. There's an EPT here.
So you can see EPT slot.
Elite Pilot Town, that's important.
Surprise, and for those
Surprise EPT.
For those at home that don't know, Poe Dameron's mom.
Whoa.
Putting that out there. Gotcha. All right. I think that's a really good pilot. I really do. Next up,
wow.
Nora Wexley. 29 points. You get to keep the EPT. 7 pilot skills, so technically she can bounce up to 9 if she'd like.
What's your favorite word?
9.
Ace.
Ace. Immediately in the ace category, right? It's like if you can't be a 9, we're not even talking.
We're not talking.
When attacking or defending, you may spend a target lock you have on the enemy ship to add a focus result to your roll.
You know, that's fascinating, Zach, because, you know, when I first hear about that ability, I think to myself, that is not great. Because the number of times that I would rather use my target lock to do a target lock action is excellent. Now, the fact that it's when you're defending as well obviously has some play.
That's pretty good.
You got to get your target lock, and then you got to get your focus, and you got to hold on to that focus. So you kind of want to float with this target lock on. You know, I'm just not feeling it that much, man.
Well, I like the other pilot better.
You know?
Yeah, it's good. I mean, I think you have the EPT.
Probably better than we think it is.
Let's say you push the limit. You have a focus and a target lock, right? You're going. You have the focus. You're shooting in the primary, hopefully, so your title's triggering. You roll your dice. The ability to get an extra damage out of that attack is actually pretty relevant, but it's not.
And it's when you're defending too. So if you have an unspent focus and you're being attacked and it matters, you can immediately add basically an evade. So it's very useful, but it's also kind of condition heavy for me.
Yeah, and especially because we're now talking 29 points.
Yeah, 29 points. Yeah, that's
true. I think that the previous.
Wow, is that a whiff? A designer whiff? Is that what that is?
I don't know. We'll see.
We'll let the meta decide. Let's talk about Tail Gunner. This is a limited upgrade. It goes in the crew slot. When attacking, and it's 2 points. When attacking from your rear-facing auxiliary firing arc, reduce the defender's agility by 1. Excellent. It's so good.
This is so good.
This is going to open up everything.
You know, immediately, yeah, okay, so you can put it on the ship, right? You're shooting out of your rear arc, now you get an extra gun, which is good, right? Or they get 1 less defense, which is better than an extra gun. But I'm immediately thinking about the fire spray.
Oh, yeah. So this can go anywhere. Even though it's got a Rebel helmet on, he can be anywhere he wants to be.
Doesn't matter. It's 2 points. It's limited, so you can only have 1 on a ship. But
that ties Special Forces, too.
100%.
Right? That's -1 agility.
I think that is the upgrade of the wave.
The entire wave. Tail Gunner, the unassuming upgrade of Wave 9.
I think it is. All right, next up, we have the R3 Astromech. We get a new Astromech. 2
Obviously,
points.
I guess it's limited, so it makes sense that it would be so good.
Yeah.
It's the only limited one that I've seen.
100%. 2 points. Astromech. Once per round when attacking with a primary weapon, you can cancel 1 of your focus results during the modify attack dice step to assign an evade token to your ship.
Okay.
So this is pretty cool because they don't have the evade action, right? And a lot of times the ships with Astromech slots, not this, like an X-Wing, doesn't have an evade. So you attack a lot of times, especially against an ace, and it's pretty obvious that you're not going to hit.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, then why are you doing it?
So then the ability to cancel 1 of your focus results, even like, you know, I have 3 focus. I can spend my focus and probably not hit you. Or I can change 1 of those into an evade token is actually really
nice
useful.
exchange.
I think this is useful Astromech. Unfortunately, it's an Astromech.
There's 2 of them in there?
There are 2 in the box. Unfortunately, it's an Astromech, so things like R2-D2, R5-D9 are going to, you're competing with those slots.
There's a lot of good Astromechs. So.
Yeah. But again, a 2-point Astromech that gets you an evade token is the same.
Maybe.
Equivalent, right? Well, if you roll a focus.
What if it's a low pilot skill ship, right? Isn't it when you're attacking you can change the focus?
Yeah. Well,
so
you
like,
exchange a focus for an evade token.
So you have to be attacking early for this to matter.
Sure.
So it has to be high pilot skill.
Yeah, but assuming you do and you get the evade token and it prevents the damage, it's the same thing as recovering a shield. But it's better in one angle because if it prevents a damage, you can't recover the damage.
Right.
Or a critical. Or whatever.
You know what they say about assumptions.
Get your places.
Let's talk about Seismic Torpedo, a card that you haven't even seen yet.
You said this was cool and you showed it to me and I was like, I don't know what it does.
Yeah, don't know what it does. All right, so I'm going to give you the flavor perspective on this first, and then I'm going to read the ability.
Okay.
So the flavor is, let's say there's some ships hanging out around an obstacle on the board. You can launch your torpedoes into said obstacle and blow it up, causing debris to crash into said ships.
That is slamma
great?
jamma.
All right, so this is a
That's cool.
2-cost torpedo upgrade. Action, discard this card to choose an obstacle at range 1 to 2 and inside your primary firing arc.
Okay, I was going to say, you have to be able to see it, right?
Each ship at range 1 of the obstacle rolls 1 attack die and suffers any damage or critical damage rolled. Then you remove the obstacle.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yep.
Wow.
Seismic torpedoes, man.
That's
Get rid of
really
that
cool.
asteroid field.
You blow up the asteroid.
Yeah.
That's a remarkable.
And then the rocks shoot out. And
that's a torpedo I could see Imperials using, which is saying something. They just got the veterans
do they even have a torpedo slot to speak of?
The veterans, man.
Oh, yeah, the veterans do.
They got the bomber.
They do.
Bombs away. All right, this is an upgrade I'm pretty excited about. Vectored thrusters. 2 points, small ship modification.
Good.
So any small ship, your action bar gains the barrel roll action icon.
We don't already have that?
You have boost with engine upgrade.
We don't have the barrel roller?
We do not have the barrel roller.
Oh, man, that's
So you can effectively give any small ship in the game for 2 points a barrel roll.
I love that.
Crazy cool.
I love that.
Including this ship.
Wow.
Barrel roll is a big deal.
So I could give anything essentially. Is the engine upgrade, is that a modification as well? And you can only have one modification. Bummer. Because if I can give anything barrel roll and boost, then the game is
you can't.
Crazy.
You get one or the other, and they both have their uses. Sure. I like a barrel roll a lot. Like, probably more than a boost.
All right. Well,
minus the well, the boost is valuable because you get auto thrusters. The boost is also valuable for boosting, but like barrel roll is. Anyways, you get two of those.
You're just an old ace guy.
I am an old ace guy.
You're an old Vader tumbler.
I am an ace guy.
So it makes sense that
you also get a copy of Adrenaline Rush and Recon Specialist, which are upgrades we've seen. I think Recon Specialist is a great include here because you will want to run that on this ship, particularly.
All right,
so there you go.
The retrofitted
ARC-170 from Wave 9 of X-Wing. If you don't already have it, you can pick it up on our store, where you will also find lots of beautiful,
a lot of other things to spend money on.
Acrylic tokens and templates.
Beware.
So if you want those, check them out. If not, stay tuned. We have more unboxings on the way. See you then.